Many thanks again for joining us on the program Politics Today on Independent Television and Radio as we review the ongoing local government crisis in Edo State, where there have been several impeachments, there have been some sort of violence in some of the councils, and there's been some defections as well. All of this is happening in the local government areas across Edo State. And we also have with us now Comrade Shedrack Udubai, who is a former special advisor to the state governor on youth and political matters. Comrade, thank you for joining us.
Good morning. I'm happy to be with you. Happy New Year, my good people of Nigeria and Edo State.
Okay, let's quickly take a listen to what the state Argon chairman said following his purported impeachment some few days ago, talking about Honorable Newman Ugiagbe. He, of course, alongside his councillors, had a meeting where they made a statement. And then, of course, we also got a reaction from a chieftain of the APC, talking about Frank Okiye, former Speaker, Edo State House of Assembly, on the situation of the crisis rocking the Edo State local government. When will this end? We don't know, but that is ongoing with some councillors and some chairmen switching over to the ruling party. Some say this has always been the original design of the present administration. How true that is, only time will tell. But let's take a listen. We'll be back with you in a moment.
How can you say you impeach a chairman with the, according to the former leader of the House, that you impeach a chairman with one councillor, which is the word, one councillor? So would that hold any water? So to me, it's just a game and a print. They are just playing. And this is the same thing that is happening in various councils. Whatever they have done today is illegal, and whatever they are also done is contempt of court. And I hope he understands.
The Argon chairman is not happy with the violent nature of the takeover by political forces.
Gunshots, people shooting people. No, you don't do that because people's lives are more important. So for me as Argon chairman, I'm still using this medium to speak to two people. One, the governor of the state. Your Excellency, please, we are your children. The people out there are your children. So as long as you are the governor of the state, the major thing you need to do for Edo State is to protect life and properties. So, and I will also use this medium to speak to my colleagues as well. No one, I mean the chairman, no one should be violent.
The local government chairman actually did some of these things, and they also want to be part of the investigation. Should that they suspend? Or if they are convinced themselves, they impeach. But again, the procedure and the reason can also be challenged in court. So why do we have to fight ourselves? Trading blames. APC is responsible today, the governor is responsible. The governor, as the governor of the state, must ensure that the state is well managed. He has his own philosophy, he has his own ideology of management, and he must ensure that it is carried out to the letter, even to the wards and units. These are units of administrative blocks that is available for the governor to administer.
Okay, views and perspectives you should expect to always be along the lines of political party. Shedrack, we're here now. Yes. The latest is that we're seeing members or council chairmen who were hitherto PDP chairmen, so to speak, moving to the APC. We've seen violence and all of that. I mean, our last guest said the violence we're seeing is PDP versus PDP. And to lend some credence to that, we are seeing some council chairmen leaving the PDP and moving to the APC.
It's the level of intimidation. They've been bullied to submission. Many of them have been suppressed. Many of them have been threatened beyond recognition. And that's what has forced them unwillingly to move into the All Progressive Congress. Because today there's nothing to show that the All Progressive Party is a progressive party that has any interest of Nigeria or Edo people at heart. So what we've seen, what amazes me obviously is the open desperation of this Monday Okpebholo-led administration to capture the resources of the local government. And it all began simply by making some business allegation that over 50 million naira was being spent, and then 4 million naira was spent was diverted on salaries. And I begin to wonder, was it the 018 local government chairman that diverted the salaries? Then we saw the deputy governor, Dennis Idahosa, said they should bring out statements of account within 48 hours. And after that, we saw the Monday Okpebholo writing to the State House Assembly for them to citing for the act of insubordination, citing about section 10 of the local government constitution and asking the House of Assembly to act in that regard. And what we saw next was further inducement of the State House of Assembly, where we got a blessing of Abibaku and a few misguided lawmakers who then erroneously suspended the State House of Assembly members without due recourse to the new provisions of the law on the local government, the council chairman, without due recourse to the law on local government autonomy, without giving fair hearing to the local government chairman without setting up a committee to investigate the validity of the claims by Monday Okpebholo. And we know what happened after that suspension was being announced. APC, Monday Okpebholo, and the State Assembly came under serious fire. The people, but within and outside the state, condemned it comprehensively. Even the APC-led Attorney General of the state came out openly and said that suspension is null and void. That Section 10 that Monday Okpebholo cited in his letter to the State Assembly was a law that has been repealed, is null and void, does no longer stand in line with the newly instituted local government autonomy. That what they should do, that only, he repeated, only the local government councillors can impeach a city chairman. What we saw is that the law was graciously described as an affront against the rule of law and democratic process. It was an attack, a direct attack on the tenets of democracy, and to a pure disregard for the intrusion. So what we had was that just as the Attorney General of the Federation made that statement, we saw that these brigands within the All Progressive Congress quickly moved. What they started doing was they started warehousing, captured, despite the pervasive hunger that All Progressive Congress are meted down Nigerians. The councillors at the local government still refused to take bribe. They started kidnapping many of them. They started cornering them at gunpoint, forcing them to go and hold a kangaroo session where they're going to impeach their chairman. How can you come together and you bring two councillors? The one I saw in Onwa is with state cover. They had policemen mobilized by the government of Edo State. They had military men. Practically the whole Yamo was emptied in Onwa East. They gave this absolute full cover as they went to the house. Even the maize they used in that city in Onwa East was procured from Igu. One ugly looking maize in Igu. They just flagrantly. Every responsible Democrat understands that the impeachment of an executive officer is a process. The first about to set a panel, a 7-member compulsory panel of investigation. The man was called to answer, either by virtue of an attorney to inquire the basis of his allegation. All of those processes was reduced to a 10-minute event by the All Progressive, the lawless and close up, because they simply want to lay hold. And yet they come up with this basis allegation. When you ask them this, they keep telling you that Godwin Obaseki removed the 14. That's the only thing they say. They say Godwin Obaseki ran the State Assembly with only 10 lawmakers. And I asked them, was that case not challenged in court? What happened was that proclamation was given. I mean, they thought that they were masters of their own. They absconded to Abuja, went to stay with the dead emperor, Adam Saleh Oshomole, who was national chairman of the APC, believing that the man had the capacity to rig Obaseki out of power and they would return back in 2020. But that thing also failed. When the case went to court, Obaseki won in court. And that was a court that was supposedly the APC-led federal government. He can't wait to appeal and they absconded. They practically abandoned that case in court. When that case was ongoing, 2 of the lawmakers came from Abuja and were sworn in. Because the governor issues a proclamation and the clerk of the house does his swearing in. 2 came back. And after a couple of months, they quickly went back again to Abuja, believing that Adam Saleh Oshomole, who was funding the activities there, was the new king in town. And they were practically doing because of the election. So they keep giving you basis of illegality. And now they come out to say that it is the APC House of Assembly, is the PDP House of Assembly, and the PDP councillors that are carrying out all this illegal impeachment. And I begin to wonder, the one that took place in Onwa is the chief of staff of the Monday Okpebholo's government was visibly present in Afuse that same day that whole thing took place. There were massive mobilization. The APC started to give cover to those councillors to carry out that act of illegality. And after they had impeached, erroneously kangaroo impeachment on the local government chairman, they took them to a government house. And they had a photo session together with Abdul Ghani Lawal, which is called Abu Millionaire, the leader of APC in Onwa East. They had the Eric Okaka, the House of Assembly member of Onwa East. They had the leaders of Onwa East in APC. Together with Monday Okpebholo, they snapped a picture, reaffirming that the governor of Edo State is in connivance with this illegality that has gone. And I begin to wonder, how will a governor go to church on Sunday to thank God for what God has done for him on Wednesday, having saved me into the next day. And the next day, he's mobilizing thugs to go and shoot at people there, kill people that he has voted to serve.
This is a case
and you say we should say
this is a case of PDP versus PDP.
That is what I'm telling you, that after the PDP councillors have successfully impeached, carried out the kangaroo impeachment, one now took them to live on the Okpebholo in government house. I come that picture there emanated that they were not standing with Monday Okpebholo in a photo shoot. Then they come out this morning and they say, for me, I have said it, when the Bible says the enemy came to kill, to steal, and destroy, it's not clear to me that I was describing the Edo State APC. Because these people are clueless and lawless. They are desperate in their attempt. Everything goes as far as they are concerned. There's no recourse for human life, no value for human life. As far as they are concerned, the people do vote for them. So what they care about is that they can raise the people down, shoot them, kill them, and handle them. As long as they have their way, they have unfettered access to power and power. But I know that God is not asleep. Then I know this time, the judiciary will swing will make a statement that that we erase all these people into the annals of history and call and Aswe Gudalo, who is the choosing my governor, with the money of the people,
that's
we come back.
Conversation. We'll get to that point some other time. But you referenced the comments made by the Attorney General and Minister of Justice,
yes,
Fabumi Essien, and there are perspectives that the views that he expressed didn't capture political autonomy. It was referencing financial autonomy, as it were. What are your thoughts along those lines?
Is there financial autonomy without political autonomy? What do they do in politics? It's not the appropriation allocation of resources. What do they do in government house? It's not to carry the revenues of the state, both within and above the state, and decide that it's being shared. What's politics without resources? Can they administer resources? Can you administer government without resources? What are they making it? Why are they making it say, oh, it is a political, it is a financial autonomy? Is it not finance that is attracting them to local government? So why are they making this base allegation? They're making it look as though some have even heard, respected those mushroom lawyers in the rank and file of the APC come out to say that the Attorney General of the Federation does not know what he's saying. APC has chosen to interpret it as this thing goes against the federal, goes against the funny enough, even the law, the Act 10, the Section 10 of the Act that Monday Okpebolo signed. If not for emptiness, how will a governor append the signature to a letter that is referencing a section of the constitution that has been nullified, considered void by the existing law, and yet you make it look as though that they know what they are doing and they are in charge? For me, it's sheer recklessness, reckless abandonment, utmost disregard for the rule of law, utmost neglect of their responsibility. A governor just came into power not up to 2 months, who ought to be superintending over the resources, who ought to be understanding what it takes to make Edo State prosper, but has thrown all that into the wind and has focused on local government because he believes that with local government in the West, he will be able to at least drill down into the. So for me, I feel very irritated, I feel nauseated, I feel disenchanted that this is the part that I don't part now be meant to face, where there's totally breakdown of law. And I begin to wonder, how exactly did we denigrate all these things? Because all these people are filled with vindictivism. They just feel that as we are here now, the work we go do is to decimate PDP, we should reduce them. They don't look at that as human being that's in PDP. As far as they see an average PDP member, they see a cow that does not have horns. And they believe that this person should be dealt with mercilessly. They just engage in illegality at no expense. So for me, I know as solely and surely that we will come to a watershed.
Would you subscribe to the perspective that those who are defecting now, council chairmen and councillors defecting now, perhaps they've always been dissatisfied with the previous government, they didn't have the opportunity to express it, and now they have the opportunity to do that?
And just few days, on what basis? Just recently that they've begun to threaten them. Monday Okpebolo won, they did the camp. Monday Okpebolo was sworn in, they did the camp. All of a sudden, because they're now interested, they want to pull out local government resources, they are now making desperate attempt to crumble the local government, and you say they are decamping. Everybody knows the truth. Nobody can be fooled on that to a very large extent. And why they are still keeping majority of the House of Assembly members, because they want to use the House of Assembly members as a tool to destroy the business that will be wicked, because that's the alibi they are not giving. There's a PDP House of Assembly that is now, of course we know there's a lot of financial inducement and some oppression that's been going on within the government. So for me, I'll continue to watch. They let them continue to intimidate. All they care about is how to molest and intimidate people, members of the PDP, reduce them to nothing, and perhaps totally neglect court judgment, court proceedings, or even this APC-led federal government, their agendas and manifesto. The only thing they've given to Edo people, local government, so that the people can have recourse to this third tier of government, so that when resources adequately go to this arm of government, we cannot begin to demand good governance from them, knowing fully well that they are now in charge, fully in charge politically and economically. But yet the APC are trying to strangle, where other states are benefiting from local government autonomy, be it APC, PDP, or Labour Party, or ABGA, but Edo State, on arrival into office, has chosen to hold the people at the jugular and reduce it. All because he simply wants, the calculation is this. I've seen the case, the PDP, the APC, the reply APC get in the court case we have filed by Aswe Gudalo in currently the court of tribunal. They are struggling now because all they agree very clearly that there were irregularities in the major 5 local governments that we mentioned, that yes, Monday Okpebolo did not win here, there was outright manipulation and falsification of results. What they're not doing is that they were not calling for a rerun, that yes, they agree too that so the irregularities places, but a rerun should take place. And in that desperation for a rerun, they quickly want to crumble the structures of People's Democratic Party across this local government, ensure that they are being reduced, ensure that the ranks and file of the party is decimated, so that when that rerun takes place in a couple of months, they will practically now logically enroll themselves back into power. But God knows that no rerun will take any place in this place. What we caught is, as Godal is asking his court, is that these votes should be counted. Where PDP had over voting, cancel it. Where APC had over voting, cancel it, and let us count who exactly won. See, this thing has gone beyond them. It's no longer an issue that is going to be hidden or cornered. Because even the judiciary now is now on the spotlight. There have been international observers. The international observers are giving their remark. Local observers have taken this thing for forensic audit, forensic analysis that is out. Even the federal government now is even under hard pressure. Coupled with the new outburst of the Nigerian judiciary, coupled with the book released by Dele Falarotimi, who has now been a search on the judiciary. The judiciary will be pressured and forced to take to give a judgment that is a reflection of justice in this Edo State case. And I bet you, in no distant time, all these APC brigands masquerading themselves as patriots, all those, they will totally be relegated. So
you're saying that this is all about the Edo State government? This
is all about it. Yes, that's what it is. They simply want to empty the ranks so that APDP will not have resources, people will not have men on ground to mobilize. Should the case, there's a rerun. And that desperation is what is foiling them. That's why all of them across the rank cannot say anything negative. How can you use one councillor? Where is it done? Use one councillor, two councillors. You get one rickety mace from Igu Street to go and remove the House of Assembly, and you come out to say that it is the PDP councillors that are removing the PDP local government chairman. And you give them state support. Even the Umoje local government chairman alleged clearly in public media that the policemen that came to Umoje were policemen from government house. And they gave cover to APC talk who fires sporadically. What's the picture of people that are wounded? How can you be in a state where a governor whose sole aim is the protection or security of lives and property, now the one mobilizing talks to shoot at individuals whom he swore to protect? For me, there's nothing left. There's nothing left to hope for. I just believe that sooner or later, all of this will come to an end when the mandate is being restored.
If you just join us, it's still Politics Today, reaching you live on independent television and radio. Analysis today is on the crisis rocking the Edo State local government with the suspension and then, of course, the impeachment and now violence as well as defections of some council chairmen and their vice chairman, which has taken a toll on local government administration. But let's quickly look at the implications of all of these for governance at the local government level.
It means that governance is on the hot. And the local government now is in disarray. Even the local government staff, many of them are injured, many of them are absconded. They tend to come to work, they fear for their own lives. So for me, government is at a standstill. And I begin to wonder if the APC truly understands that governance ought to serve the people. That this government to a large extent is not people-centered, it's not people-focused, it's not people-oriented.
These are subjective opinions.
No, I can list a good number of their policies that is anti-democratic, that is polarized against the people. We could see that before now we had issues of transportation in Edo State. It was a nationwide issue, the hike of fuel price. And Godwin Obaseki, I haven't received, at least at one time, received subvention of federal government to create palliative, and it diverted to transport, creating comrade bus, which was instituted by Adam Saleh Oshomole, for people to move around freely in Edo State without paying a penny, so that the poorest of the poor can move from one place to another without concentration. When Modo people entered the government, the first thing he did, not less than 1 week, was to withdraw that buses. And people started paying not less than 200 naira to move from one place to another. That policy, is anti-people. Because the state, and when the last begin to budget money, they say you want to budget money to reawake the dead waterfall fountain at a ring road. Because that water fountain was being instituted by Adam Saleh Oshomole, wanting to please the leader and master of the party. So people who want to enter bus, I will not be trekking. So if they are not trekking, they will not admire the waterfall a ring road. Because when you are trekking, you can't enter transport, you will not have waterfall to admire. So there are many of them. Even if you talk about the state health insurance scheme, where they have deliberately refused to pay their own part to their counterpart funding to deny access of pensioners. Edo State workers, as at 29, the Edo State primary school student teachers had not gotten salary for December salary. I don't know if they are paid now. I just left that matter because I believe that everybody will get their own fair share of this. Whether IPC rules for under 50 years, whether they bring multiple APC members, people who are worse than Monday people to do, I said that will only survive. So that's my calculation. But the truth is that the preponderance of people who are consistently being bullied to submission, as APC at the federal level is dealing with Nigerians and throwing policies that are putting ways to remove money from pocket report. There's double-digit inflation, there's unemployment, there's insecurity. We now have a Edo State government who ought to at least manage Edo State and leave the local government to function to the best of their capacity. As not only halted development of the state, and now further gone down to truncate development at the local government. And for us, We are watching because they said it that we do not have, PDP does not have the state, they don't have the federal, they don't have the police, they don't have the army, they don't have the courts. They have nothing they could run to. So we are crying to God and we are hoping and praying that if God to Elijah has interest in Edo State, he will act in no distant time.
So I'm saying that some of the violence that you've seen is because of the resistance that some of the council chairmen are also
there have been clear instructions. There have been clear instructions. Have you ever heard, even right from PDP to large, even when the state election was linked, there is nowhere in this country where this level of wanton rigging are taking place in the gubernatorial election, and yet no one person recorded dead. Gordon Obaski went to INEC and was booed out, and yet he urged every member of the party to refrain from any form of reprisal attack. And that has been the same spirit the PDP critical committee currently in Edo State and the AGO chairman consistently has spoken to people, the local government chairman and all those political actors at the local government. They should refrain from reprisal attack. They should refrain from trying to pull up any show of violence or any form of resistance to these APC talks, because in truth, this ambition is still secondary when compared to the life of the average Edo man. And that's why they've had a field day. They've been mobilizing our councillors, bullying them, threatening them, packing them to different leaders' house, giving them clear instruction. They carry one councillor, you carry one councillor to the parliament, you bring one ricketing maze, they stand without making the constitutional number, without going through the processes. You just open your mouth and declare that the man has been moved. And the new person who's been appointed to councillor, they quickly put the person in a bus, they drive him down to government house, he stands and takes picture with Mode Okpebolo. They stand and they say he's now the new chairman, the former chairman is gone, and they say it's PDP. For me, we are watching clearly, records are there. And each of them, for us, there's also called karma. If the political leaders think they have all within their midst, they can appropriate violence, they can destroy the polity, they can hit the people, they can appropriate the resources. Because this is all about resources. Resources themselves, a day of reckoning will certainly come.
So
there's God Almighty in heaven.
They are quick to reference the situation in the state where less than how many State House of Assembly members, the State House of Assembly was not in its full capacity, and the past government, went on presenting budget and all of that all through that administration.
When you say two-third majority, it is the majority of members that were sworn in, not majority of members that were elected. When the proclamation was made, because they felt that at that point in time, that that was an APC tenure then. Gordon Obaski was in APC, and there was this infighting and inbreaking within the party members. Some of them being loyal to Ansali Oshomole, some being loyal to government. The governor made a proclamation, and it was the responsibility of the clerk to swear these people in. People came and presented themselves for swearing, and they were sweating. So people absconded and went to Abuja and said that they are bigger and mightier than the governor, that they have what it takes to bully the state to submission. The case went to court. Obaseki won in high court. He went to court of appeal, and they absconded. They probably left their case. After a while, two members from the 14 came back to the House of Assembly, and they were sworn in. And they started their legislative business. And after a while, they ran away, went back to Abuja to go and seek refuge with the SY national leader of the APC, coming down to Shomole. And they stood there believing that in 2020 they will damage Obaseki and send him out of office. But the will of the people prevailed, and they lost. And yet they are crying. And majority of these people who absconded, APC felt in his own wisdom, his own dubious wisdom, to give them the offer of it. May I ask some as a member, Clearly Koka, was one of the 14 who absconded. APC gave him ticket again to return, and today is asked for assembly. So what exactly, is it not Obaski that sworn me? That's the question. Is it not Gordon Obaski that swore Eric Okaka, who once absconded before in? Why did he not go to Abuja this time? Because there was no Adam Sali Oshomole in Abuja. So the calculation for me is that it's just sheer rascality. They believe that because they were being marginalized now, it is now ample for them to wreak havoc. APC will always look for excuse to damage, to wreak havoc on the populace. They will always look for excuse to be lawless, to be clueless, to act against, to create anti-democratic movements. They always look for excuse. Whether they like it or not, Gordon Obaski acted within his rights, acted under the rule of law, and was guided by the courts.
If it's just showing us still politics today, and it's reaching you live on independent television and radio because it's a simulcast. We'll take a short break. When we return, our studio line will be open so you can call and make your contributions to the Edo State local government crisis. And please, we always admonish that you be civil in your language and choice of words and go straight to the point. Do not cast aspersion on anyone. Also avoid names calling. Please endeavor to focus on the issue. Whatever you say in the course of this program is never the opinion of the station. They are entirely your opinion. We'll take a short break. We'll be back with you on the program in a moment. Don't go away.
Admissions are currently ongoing at Nigeria's premier private university, Ibadan University Okada. At Ibadan University Okada, we deliver world-class education in a highly conducive global environment, inspiring a culture of creativity and innovative experience. We are the vanguard of digital literacy. Enroll to study in any of Ibadan University's colleges of learning: College of Arts and Social Sciences, the College of Business and Management Studies, College of Engineering, College of Health Sciences, College of Natural and Applied Sciences, College of Law, and College of Pharmacy. At Ibadan University Okada, students enjoy international exchange programs which take them beyond the shores of Nigeria annually to attend summer classes in partner universities in the United Kingdom, the United States, Canada, and Asia. Candidates are to complete and submit application forms online on the website www.iuokada.edu.ng. Our hotlines 0703 292 4219. Canadian University, Nigeria's premier and leading private university.
Thanks again for rejoining us on the program. Our studio line is open now, so you can call and be part of the conversation. Politics Today on independent television and radio on the Edo State local government crisis, which of course is really taking its toll on local government administration. Tell us your name and where you're calling from, and then go ahead with your contribution. 080-7777-0300. That's our studio number. 080-7777-0300. That's our studio number. You can dial that number right now, right away, and let's get your opinion, your views, and your perspectives on the issue of focus today on the program. Please tell us your name and ensure that you are brief, because others are waiting to take their turns and make their contributions to the program. Hello, caller. Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from. Good morning. Please go ahead. We can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, my name is Varys.
Yes, go ahead.
From the GRA.
Go ahead.
Fall. Advise ourselves to be by sentiment the public issues. For the local government, you must first ask yourself, men who are crying today, how did they get into office? Democratically, they elected by the people or selected. Father, were selected. You have planted something upon nothing. The law is that it will collapse like a pack of cards. One day, tomorrow. Today is the tomorrow. Collapsing now. So office through the back door. They have gone out. Amen. To begin to tell. The camp. To the camp. So
okay, thank you. Our first caller on the program, referencing how the present local government administration came into office. Okay, we'll have our next caller. Good morning, caller. Tell us your name and where you're calling from. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning. Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Calling from Aduawa.
Okay, go ahead, caller from Aduawa.
What I want to say, sir, somebody was saying that the House of Assembly that is supposed to be because no. Of and the House of Islam is one playing in there. Because if the House of Assembly are really the one, the presence, I call for a committee to get a fair hearing for those chairman, but they never did it. You know what is going on. But there is God. God. They should know that there is God. See, everything will turn back. So that is it.
All right, thank you very much. Another perspective there, concluding with the famous saying of former president's wife, former President Goodluck Jonathan Ebele's wife there, Patient Jonathan, there is God. Indeed, there is God. But do the politicians realize this on both sides of the divide? Do they realize this? Anyways, caller, good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Godwin from Ekenwa Road.
All right, Godwin, go ahead, please.
Yeah, like what Mr. Mubai just said, you know, I quite support him. Why will you change it when they are duly elected? Everybody know how you came into. And wants to cast aspersion to how you came in or what. You allow these people to do your own because they also allow you to do your work. And what I believe is, if you want to take the local government into whatever, I don't understand. Go to Ring Road right now. You see, they are collecting money from everybody. What did not even happen in Obaseki's time? Why would talk now, like the drivers now, they are crying for the revenue they said they should be paying now. You go to Ring Road now, all over the place, drivers are being forced to pay 1,500 minus the government revenue that they said they will soon bring out. So these things are not fair. Government should also look at the cry of the people, not listening of his political political members. Edo State is for Edo people, not for APC. So please, everybody should know, how will I put it now, what to do at the actual time. Because he is a governor. Local government, they are the governor of their local government. So you should allow them be, because they are not in PDP or because they are in APC or because they are NROC. No. Tinubu did not one day suspend or dismiss any governor who is not an APC member. They should allow these people to reign. It is just
all right, caller. Thank you. So we can have more people online. Hello, good morning, caller. Tell us your name and where you're calling from. Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from. Thank you, our last caller, for your views.
Hello?
Yes, good morning. What's your name and where you're calling from?
I'm calling from Bypass.
Go ahead, please.
Bless you. Our good governor, state, he started where everybody loved him so very much. The way he started, was happy. Along the line, I was very so much surprised that he diverted to this local government of a thing. Why he should allow the opposition party do their own. So he should focus on what he needs to do at the right time. Before he knows 4 years will complete and he will not do anything because of his busy doing not supposed to do at the right time. So my brother, my sister, I want us to advise our governor to focus on how he started.
Okay.
Leave that it will.
All right, thank you, caller. Just one more call, and that will be a wrap on the funny segment of the show. Good morning, caller. What's your name and where you calling from? Good morning.
Thank you, Sonny Joseph. This is where he's from.
All right, go ahead.
I sincerely thank the guest speaker that is there, though he spoke very well. But if you want to do something, we should not be on sentiment. This is what happened to Buhari regime and the Jonathan regime. Buhari condemned Jonathan. In 8 years, he did nothing. Hope they will come and begin to do. No, we know that Obaseki was not good. That was the reason why they elected you. Why not continue good work now? What concerns you and local government? Any business with local government? Because we were in Senate when they were crying for their autonomy. Now you want why are you interfering? And look at what is happening now. People are dying. Let me tell you, Peru. They are not going to call Dennis or your deputy. It is you. Jim is not good. It is you. Thank you.
Okay, beautiful way to call it. What are your final thoughts and perspectives?
I laugh when this issue of local government is brought forward and some people begin to question the legality of the way and manner the president that brought them into power. And the APC people, when they come to analyze, they'll tell you that it was providence that brought Monday Okpebholo. You see, they speak from both sides of their mouth. The same INEC that made Okpebholo governor, the same ESEC that made him governor. Did they people, did we scatter House of Assembly? Did we scatter government house? Did they not swear? Even though we knew the level of illegality that took place, is it not functioning today? So why is it now wanting to stand on the idea of a local chairman? Even though the election was not fraudulent, do you not go and truncate it? Well, I've said before, the People's Democratic Party, we have God to look onto. And God, in his due time.
So there is God.
There is God. Right. That's where we are now.
Thank you very much, Shedrack Udugbai, for your time with us on the program. Big thanks as well to Dr. Andrew Omosafe for being here earlier on the program. And big thanks to all our crew members and to all our viewers and listeners. And those whose call came through, those who are still calling right now but can't get through, we thank all of you for your time. The state is ours, and we must work for the betterment of the state. We just want peace, because no development can take place in an environment that is checkered by lack of peace. So we hope that the government of the day will do the needful, wade into this crisis and bring it to a logical end. That's our package today on Politics Today on Independent Television and Radio. Have a beautiful weekend. Once again, Happy New Year.